I calculated the odds of rolling a specific set of numbers on a set of 5d20.
Hello, it's been a while. Sorry about our spotty uploads recently, but I had some stuff I was dealing with. But yeah, we should be back on track now. I think we had planned a Q&A episode for the 1 year, and it's a little bit past that now. So we're still planning on doing the Q&A episode. That should be next week or the week after, depending on, I think Daniel has one more solo episode he was planning. But if you have questions for that you would like us to answer, you could hop on by our Discord or hit us up on Twitter or email. All of those links are in the show notes. And while I have you here, I'm going to go ahead and read some credits. We had the Freeharmonics by the Freeharmonic Orchestra, of course. We have Blind by Meydän and All Good Times by Lorenzo's Music. If you in the future enjoy any of those songs, you can go to freemusicarchive.org and check those out. We've got links to them, and all of those are used on through the Creative Commons, some variant of them. Likewise, this podcast is under a Creative Commons license by attribution, share alike, I believe. So as long as you credit us, you could do whatever, and as long as you share that product in a likewise manner. So without dragging this out any further, here's this episode. It is my favorite episode we've done so far. It blows me away. I really love this episode, and I hope you do too. Bye. Hello, and welcome to Double Issue.
Hello.
My name is Quentin, and the voice you just heard besides mine is Daniel.
That's correct.
And this week, we're returning to a weird winter after we had fall respite. Fall resurgence.
Follow-up respite.
Yes. So I guess technically Weird Winter began, even though we weren't calling it then. It began with us playing a role-playing game, One Last Job.
Yeah.
And then continued with us doing an unusual thing in that having someone else write a story in our universe.
And now we're continuing that by having another game episode.
Yeah, we're playing another RPG. I thought this would be sufficiently weird for our world builds. We have some weird prompts picked out, which you'll see over the coming weeks. But we're also going to play some games to do some world building in an unusual way instead of just conversating.
Yeah.
And I'm in it to win it. So good luck, Daniel, but you suck, you're going down.
You also suck and are also going down. Because this is Showdown.
Yes, we're playing Showdown.
So, in this game, two characters are going to face down in a final showdown, and one of them's going to die.
Yeah. Showdown is by Seth, Ben-Ezra. But yes, it is a showdown between two characters. Different ways this can play is like a Wild West gun duel or fight scene at the end of an action movie. Like Mr. and Mrs. Smith, remember that one?
People reference that movie way more than I thought it was worth.
Oh.
So I guess I actually need to watch it at some point.
You haven't seen it? Okay.
No.
But imagine that movie where the final action scene is what it starts on, and you get flashbacks to the rest of the movie. That's how this game plays. I think I want to read this opening here.
Okay.
Final confrontation. This time, it ends in blood. All the small insults, petty betrayals, maneuvering, and excuses, all of it has led to this moment. The two of you are facing off, but only one of you will walk away. It was unavoidable. From the moment you saw each other, you were fated to meet one last time in a collision of passion, rage, and violence. But why? How did it all come to be? Were you bitter rivals, escalating your rivalry until bloodshed was the only possible ending? Were you once friends, now torn apart by some unforgiven sin? Were you once lovers, with gentle caresses now turning to blows? That's Mr. and Mrs. Smith, by the way. And does it really matter anymore? One of you is about to die. The other will spend the rest of his days, from this moment, burned into his memory. For a moment, time pauses. Your eyes narrow, and the weapons come out. Yeah.
In this case, however, it's not necessarily weapons. This time the fangs are coming out.
Yes,
Like cat fangs.
Our weapons are going to be elemental mastery and animal ferocity.
That's right. I'll be playing the part of Fire Tiger.
And I will be Aqua Lion, or in his later years, as it will be here, Aqua Lion.
Maybe Final Hours.
Maybe. But now we're going to make our characters. We gotta figure out our details and everything. And we will read off our characters after we have finalized everything.
So we were thinking about their looks, and I was like, well, tiger's like a big symbol in India, like that region.
Mm-hmm. So
I just looked up like Bollywood action stars. I'm pretty sure I found exactly who Fire Tiger thinks he looks like. Film star Piyut Jemwal. I'll put a picture in here, but he's in some movie in 2011, and he looks like just the picture of action movie star. So I think I'm going to say he looks like that, but just old. Maybe I'll do some quick artwork to make it stand out how I'm thinking.
Okay, I guess we can come back actually in the episode. Okay, so we have written our character sheets, and we'll now read them off to each other and you, the audience. Do you want to go first or second?
Alright, so my character's Fire Tiger. Weapon, he has control over fire and can become fire. He's got details.
Details? Take a moment, imagine your character. What does he look like? What does she sound like? Does he wear any particular distinctive clothing? Does she have a particular way of talking? They're like physical noticeable things.
So one detail is he's got claw mark scars over one eye that's missing. They've got glowing flame tiger stripes along their suit. When they talk, a little bit of smoke comes out of their mouth, and sometimes like their eyes literally smolder. And then under qualities,
what is your character's self-image? Is she a mighty warrior? Is he compassionate? Is he certain that he is the smartest one in the room? Is she dedicated to her country? Write down 4 of these qualities on your character sheet under the column labeled, I think that I am, and make sure it reads like a complete sentence. They are how they see themselves, not necessarily what they actually are. For example, unyielding in times of stress would be an acceptable quality since it reflects your character's self-image and isn't an observable fact. However, ripping muscles is a detail since it's an observable fact. If you're stuck, answer these questions. What are you proudest of? How do people in your life see you? What goals do you have? So yeah.
I think I am a great leader. I think I am saving the world. I think I'm respected by my peers. And I think I'm infallible.
Okay. Cool. And for Aqua Lion, I've got their weapon as waterbending and claw gloves. And details, I've got their balding with some gray hair mixed in there along with their balding. They are a black man. I detailed their costume is like shimmering, flowing blue. I think spandex kind of. It kind of like is flowing, I think is a good detail. And It's got fur ruffles around the cuffs on the arms and legs, and then like a fur mane around the neck.
Nice.
And that's different shades of blue, I think, for the fur. And then the last detail I have on them is they're ripped. They're an older man. They still got they're muscled. So I think that I have saved countless lives. I think that I am very pragmatic. I think I have earned my retirement, and I think that I am loved by people and peers alike. Loved by all.
Okay.
So those are our characters. I guess we should assign things right now. So we'll each secretly select one of our attack cards, and then we'll reveal them simultaneously. The higher attack card will get the upper hand token, and the lower attack card will get the flash of insight token. If you have, let's see. Now whoever has the upper hand gets to set the scene of the duel. And whoever has the flash of insight will control the first flashback. So if you have an idea of where this is set more, aim high. If you have an idea of where they first met, aim low.
Okay.
So pick one of your cards, and we'll do it in the chat, I guess.
I want to mention that I had a really rad picture of a flame tiger, and I had my character sheet up, so I couldn't see the one you put on the map. But I love that picture. It's more like a flame kitten.
Yeah. Okay. Are you ready to reveal?
I'm ready.
So, I am low, but not that low. So you want the flash of insight?
Yeah.
And I will have the upper hand. So I get to set the scene of the duel. And I get to determine the position of the characters. All right.
So what do we got?
So we've got like the first floor, what I have drawn here, and maybe we'll take a screenshot or something for some show notes. Okay, so what we've got here is like the first floor of a 2-story house mapped out. Oh, I guess I need to position us. I know. I'm right here. You're right here.
Oh.
And it's got, it's hard to tell, but this is a bathroom over here on the top left. There's a kind of drew a toilet and a bad looking shower. And there's some stairs in here leading up to a second floor. There's the kitchen with like a little window out where you could see the dining room area with a table. And there's a small like couch and TV area. And Aqua Lion is holding Fire Tiger out of the front door by like their collar and has a grip of them.
Okay.
That's how I have the upper hand right now. And what I have not said is this house is falling from a great height into the Grand Canyon.
Well, that certainly changes the scene quite a bit.
I'm not sure how the house got that high or whatever, but the action is taking place in the air.
So that would be what those squiggly lines on either side of us would be.
Yeah, that's the Grand Canyon down in the distance below.
All right.
So I have set the scene. And if you've got any questions about the scene, ask clarifying questions. So you're at a disadvantage. I've set that up.
Okay. So those are stairs in the top.
Yeah.
Middle.
Yeah.
Okay.
I imagine this square down at the bottom, that's like a viewing window between the kitchen and like a little, bar kind of thing. So you could pass food and see into the kitchen.
And we're falling. This isn't an up situation where there's a lot of balloons on this house.
No, perhaps it was an up situation. I have no idea how we got here. I think the
right.
last flashback will explain. We'll bridge the gap
Okay.
is what it's supposed to do. One thing is you cannot contradict someone's current qualities.
Okay.
I can't portray you being a bad leader until I've distorted that fact. Stuff like that.
Okay.
Which ours don't really apply to our actions, but like in flashback scenes probably. We can't portray each other being the opposite of any of those until we've perverted those. You can't narrate someone's death until the end.
Okay.
You can't narrate something that would remove someone from the game or the ability to act. You can't remove any characters from the scene until the end. And you may always ask in questions to clarify. So maneuvers, whoever has the upper hand states his character's next action in a duel. Do this by saying what he's doing and what he intends to accomplish. Then the other player states his action the same way. State actions that are quick. So I think Aqua Lion is holding Fire Tiger outside in the rushing air. And I think what he intends to do now is like slam him against the side of the house to disorient him further.
Okay.
Just kind of like he's leaning out and then he's just going to like slam him, maybe even back into the house, but through the wall.
Oh.
Like through this front wall or back wall. I think maybe they're at the back of the house right now. The back door. Yeah.
Okay. And then I need to describe what I intend to do.
Yeah. What do you, an action you're going to do and what is its effects?
Okay. I think Fire Tiger can't turn fully flamed because there's just too much air outside. So he's going to try to kind of kick his weight towards the open door and sort of try to turn into a fire and get out of Aqua Lion's hands long enough to get back onto his footing inside.
So what are they? Like, what's their physical action? What does that look like?
It's sort of like they swing their legs back and then forward, and as soon as like they get a foot inside, they just kind of want to turn to fire.
Like turn that leg onto fire and...
Yeah, like to slip out of the grip.
Okay.
So it's like they're going to try to throw themselves back inside and like do a roll.
Okay. Ooh, would it be cool if they like try to like slip under Aqua Lion's legs?
Oh, yeah.
Like
that'd
just kind of like whoosh.
Yeah.
And maybe turning to fire as they're going under.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
Leave like a Back to the Future trail behind them.
Okay. Now, whoever has the Flash of Insight token sets up the next flashback. Do this by stating how much time has passed since the last flashback. That's not gonna. And the location where this flashback occurs. Any notable environment details and the characters present. Flashbacks must be in chronological order, occurring after the previous flashback and before the duel, giving enough time for there to be more flashbacks between this one and the duel. Both characters must be present and able to interact with each other in the flashback. Once it's been set up, the character with the Flash of Insight token describes the situation in which the two characters are interacting. Finally, whoever has the Flash of Insight token states his character's agenda for the flashback, which represents how he is trying to gain advantage over the other character in the situation. This can be direct action, provoking other characters into action, or manipulating broader aspects. There are 2 restrictions. First, state only one outcome per agenda. Second, you may not attempt to win an agenda that you lost earlier in the game. So if you try to seduce them, you can't do that again. But it can build off of that if you lost. So example of the two agendas is like, I want to win his heart and impress the crowd. You would have to pick one or the other. The first flashback has 2 special rules. It must be the very first time that your characters met. Second, when setting it up, instead of stating how much time has passed since the last flashback, state when it occurs relative to the duel. You can state a hard number or a vague idea, but you'll have between 4 and 7 flashbacks between the first one and when the duel happens. So you get to set up a flashback, say how long ago it was, and...
Okay. So, I think the first flashback then is going to go back all the way to the 1980s. And it's going to be Aqua Lion in just a humongous conference room full of elemental animal heroes.
Mm-hmm.
And Fire Tiger's going to be like, hey, is this seat open? And they're at the first League of Elemental Animals conference meeting to become like a superhero group.
Okay.
Is that enough for that flashback? Or?
Yeah, I think that's a good setting. What is your character's agenda?
It's to remind Aqua Lion of like his roots. Like, remember where we started.
No, like, what is Fire Tiger's agenda in the moment of the flashback? That's what we're determining. Like,
he's just trying to make a friend.
We're trying to get into the group.
Right.
Trying to be accepted. I think Aqua Lion's agenda is to do everything right, to like start off on the right foot, you know?
Yeah.
They want to make this go off without a hitch.
Yeah, like prove themselves
as a leader, kind of deal.
Yeah.
So we've got our 2 scenes set. Now we'll attack each other.
Okay.
We're fighting for success in both the duel and the flashback. We'll select our attack cards. Then I have the upper hand, so I'll get a chance to use a stance or not. And then you will if I don't. Then we'll roll the dice we have on our card right now. And then based on the results of the roll, we'll resolve the action and the flashback.
Okay.
And we'll narrate them.
I gotcha.
And then if no one is out of attacks, then we repeat that. That'll be the basic flow.
Okay.
So I have selected D4 and you've selected D6.
Yeah.
Now I will select whether or not I want to adopt a stance. And I think I'll pass on the stances. Will you pick a stance?
I think I might. I think I'll use my skillful attack.
Daniel is using his skillful attack stance. That's a +1 to one dice and -1 to the other dice, and he gets to choose after rolling. What we're going to do now is roll 2 dice.
Okay.
And I think we're going to say that the first one is our duel, and the second one is our flashback dice.
Okay.
So I rolled a 3 for my duel dice and a 1 for my flashback. You rolled a 5 and a 2. So seems you're winning both of them. Now, whoever has the higher dueling result takes the upper hand token. If you tie for higher result, whoever's keeping it. And whoever has the lower flashback result takes the Flash of Insight token. If you tie, whoever's currently holding it. So one thing you could do is you have a skillful attack. You could raise your 5 up to 5 and your 2 down to 1, and you would still have the Insight token.
Okay, for the flashback.
So you'd get both tokens.
Oh. Okay. I think I'll do that.
Oh, okay. Now you have both the Flash of Insight and the upper hand. You no longer have that stance card now. But what happens is, if you have the Flash of Insight token, change a quality on your opponent's character sheet. Choose a quality from the I think I am column on your opponent's sheet and cross it out, and then write down a quality in the but really I am column. This replacement quality must contradict, diminish, or pervert the original quality. If you have crossed off all the qualities on your opponent's sheet, then take the upper hand token instead, if you don't already have it. So you get to change one of Aqua Lion's qualities.
Okay. So how about instead of I have saved countless lives, but really I have promoted my own self-interest?
Oh, dang.
So like, Aqua Lion did technically save a lot of lives, but it was always for his own build-up and for his own branding, and he wasn't really doing it because he cared about saving people.
Ooh, sad. Okay.
He still saved people.
Okay. If you have the upper hand, you get to keep the attack card that you just used, return it to your hand, so don't cross yours out.
Oh, okay.
Your opponent discards the attack card that he played, placing it on the side and placing the associated dice on it. And that's that for the injury. Okay, now you've both fought hard this round, and now the dice have spoken, and you know who came out ahead. So embrace the outcome and prepare to make the victorious characters look awesome. Whoever does not have the Flash of Insight token narrates the outcome of the flashback. This narration must include successful completion of the agenda of the player who is holding the Flash of Insight. You may include the successful completion of your agenda as long as that doesn't contradict his agenda or overshadow his victory in any other manner. The narration must also illustrate the quality that was changed this round. For example, if your character received the quality Poor Loser, then you need to show this quality during your narration. Okay, so a new fire tiger comes in to this meeting of the elemental animals, the inaugural meeting where they're setting up the team. Let's see, I think you're welcomed with open arms.
Okay.
Everyone's like, yeah, you're on the team. Like, yeah, come on in. We always need people. We're always helping people. That's what we're here for. If we shut people out. So there was like a moment of nervousness where Fire Tiger comes in and is just like feels all of the eyes on them judging them and could just feel the intense gaze, and it's just this like boom 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 of the heart. And then like everyone smiles and is like, yeah, okay, yeah, come on in. And then I think, all right, since we're all here, everyone gets settled down, says Aqua Lion. Everyone gets settled down. And then like a old 80s computer screen comes down from the ceiling on like a whole conveyor system, because it's a whole monitor, not just like a flat screen.
Like the green lettering flowing across.
Not just green lettering. I think it's got some green art. It's like a map of the city.
Is it the Escape from New York, like 3D picture? It was like they hand drew pictures of New York in like pixel art and did like a really weird thing with it.
But I think it's a map of the surrounding city, and there's like blinking icons that mean different crimes or whatever. There's like one that's like blinking a lot. Aqua Lion takes like a pointer and goes, okay, so you can see on the map we've got a lot of crime we have to deal with. I'm thinking we go towards this one. And someone else points out, but what about that other one? That's an icon for a bank robbery or something. And Aqua Lion says, no, there's a fire over here. And I think that'll better showcase my powers. Because apparently that's the kind of person they are. Maybe they don't say that out loud. Maybe they go, no, this fire will save more people and it's more damaging to the community. So we should go stop this fire. But really, we know why he's doing it. Okay, and then whoever does not have the upper hand token narrates the outcome of the dueling actions. This narration must include the successful completion of the action of the player who is holding the upper hand. You may also include the successful completion of your action as long as it doesn't contradict his action or overshadow his momentary victory in the other manner. The narration must also illustrate the stance that was adopted this round. For example, if one character adopted a dirty trick, then you need to describe the dirty trick. Update the map to keep track of everything. Since you have both tokens, you will decide which one to give to me before the next round. So maybe be thinking about that.
Oh, okay.
So I think Aqua Lion's holding Fire Tiger out over this ledge as they go down. And I think he's got a hold of like the costume around his neck. And he goes to slam him against the door, the side of the house. He does it on one side. He does it on the other side. And he's about to do it on the other side. But Fire Tiger, even though he's like getting knocked senseless at the moment, he's able to like... Is this a skillful attack?
Yeah.
He's holding his breath, and then he's able to, like, on the second move, he has enough breath held in where he's got a lung full of air, and he's able to blow it and direct it towards Aqua Lion's eyes. Oh. And that gives him enough distraction where he's able to, like, then slip his legs underneath and, like, do, like, a luge move across the floor and rockets across the floor on his back. And that gives him a little bit of time to recover while Aqua Lion or Aqua Lion is trying to get fire out of his eyes.
And I think whenever Flame Tiger does their jump and hits the ground, they become fire for a second, and they flip-flop which side of their body.
Oh, that's really cool.
At the head and which side's the feet. So they go from like a skid, like a baseball skid, to like facing backwards. And then, like, fall back into a fighting position.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay, so now I've got to give you one of the tokens.
Yeah, which one do you want me to have?
I think I want to give you the Insight token. That's for the flashback, right?
Yeah. Yep, and then we just repeat this action. And so we'll start off again with Declare Maneuvers and Memories. And I think Maneuver goes first. So what happens in this action scene?
Okay, so... I think Flame Tiger is going to just shoot some fireballs at Aqua Lion.
Okay. I think Aqua Lion tries to spin around, and then they, like, launch water on the floor where there's, like, you know, a little bit of fire skids, how we discussed.
Yeah.
Douse those and end with a douse at Fire Tiger. Because Aqua Lion doesn't want them controlling any of the fire in between. So, I set up a flashback. I think this is still in the time of them being on the same side. This is maybe a few years after that, 3 or 4 years. So they've been on a team together for a while. And them and some other elemental animals. I think they're fighting like a cyclops. And a few of their teammates are down. So I think it's a dire situation right now in the fight. But Fire Tiger and Aqua Lion are still up at the moment. And I think Aqua Lion's agenda for this flashback is to fuse with get Fire Tiger to fuse with him so they can become Steam Liger.
Oh, dang. All right.
Mm-hmm. What is your agenda for the flashback?
I think Fire Tiger, is this the first time they've formed Steam Liger?
I don't know. What do you think?
Maybe they haven't done it on a mission yet.
Mm.
Maybe they've done some like training, but this is like the first real time.
Maybe, yeah.
I think Fire Tiger is scared of messing up, but also wants to like do good. They're like really eager to please.
So what's their agenda?
They want to. I guess they would want to prove themselves to Aqua Lion.
Okay. All right. Let's select our attack cards.
Ready?
Yeah. Daniel has chosen a D10, and I have chosen a D8. Okay.
All right.
You have the upper hand right now?
Yeah.
Would you like to choose a stance?
No. I think I'm too confident after that last attack.
I think I'm going to choose a Mighty Blow.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm going to go with a Mighty Blow on this one. That allows me to add 2 to both my die. So we roll them. Okay, it looks like, especially with that adding 2 to each of them, I have beat you on both accounts handily. Daniel rolled a 2 for might, and I rolled a 5 plus 2, so 7. And he rolled a 6 for insight, and I rolled an 8 plus 2 is 10. I get the might token, you get the insight token.
Okay.
Okay, so Flash of Insight, you change one of my qualities again.
All right.
We're just revealing a hero to not be that great of a person. Is this game?
I mean...
So just pick one of my qualities and distort it.
I'm trying to think of the right word to write this.
What you got?
So I think for the flashback, pragmatic seems like the best one to distort. And I was going to say Aqua Lion sometimes. I don't want to say reckless. I was thinking like, instead of using a hammer to put in a nail, they grab a sledgehammer. Like maybe Steam Liger was too big of a power to use on this fight. And they could have done it without it. But Aqua Lion was like, no, this will take care of it.
But it's actually excessive.
Yeah, that'd be good.
And you, by the way, lose your D8 thing. That's your damage for this one.
Did I lose my D6 then?
No. That's only if you are the lower on the might one. That's when you lose your card.
Okay, so I lost my D8.
Yeah, you lost the one you used this time. Last time I lost mine.
Gotcha.
The thing I like about this system is that, like, even the big one is good, but even the big one can be defeated by the small one because a bad roll on one of your rolls.
Yeah.
So even a D12 can be lost to a D4.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
Like, if your rolls were reversed and I didn't use the mighty blow, I would have lost my D10 to your D8.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I have no flash of insight token, right? So I narrate the outcome of the flashback.
Okay.
So I think maybe Fire Tiger is hesitant a little bit to go into Steam Liger. Is like, I'm not sure if that's necessary. And Aqua Lion says, it is the best way to control this situation to keep this Cyclops from harming any more people. If you value the lives of the innocent people here, you'll do as I say. We don't have time to argue about this. And so they go into Steam Liger form, which I wonder what that looks like. What do you think?
I think it's like a really big white liger that's just made of like just really fast like gray steam.
Yeah. What do you think the process for them fusing looks like?
I think it's something like Flame Tiger starts flaming up really hard, like a bunch of fires coming out of their back, and then Aqua Lion just kind of like, maybe they like run and jumps on top.
Yeah, what if Fire Tiger fires up a lot and it starts becoming a tiger form, and then Aqua Lion comes in like a wave, like this is a PS1 Final Fantasy summon cutscene, comes in like a wave and washes over, and then the wave dissipates and the Steam Tiger like runs out of like the wake of it.
I like that.
But also, I'm wondering if maybe it hurts Fire Tiger.
It probably hurts.
It hurts Fire Tiger.
I think it hurts both.
I think it hurts Fire Tiger more.
Oh yeah.
Because
for sure.
I think what's more set up here is that Fire Tiger becomes the fire, and Aqua Lion has control over water.
Oh, yeah. So this is
and I think Fire Tiger, in his agenda here, wanting to impress Aqua Lion, doesn't say any, like, just like grins and bear it, but you can see it on their face as they flame up, just like tensing.
So this is like their power dynamics off because they're not, like, it's good because Flame Tiger's just dealing with this terrible pain and because they want to impress their boss.
Yeah. Oh God, I just hate Aqua Lion now.
He's good. He's still good.
It's a complicated individual.
We're all complicated.
Oh. And then the Steam Tiger rushes out and rushes at and then through and past the Cyclops. And the Cyclops just falls over immediately. Like it needed one
explosion in the background.
It needed 1/10 of that power. Okay. So you narrate the duel outcome, keeping in mind that I won.
The combat?
Yeah. Your thing can happen too, but my thing has to happen.
So, Fire Tiger throws a whole lot of fireballs, seemingly at random, at Aqua Lion. But in the air, it turns out he's been keeping control over them, and they all start to converge at the same time from multiple angles at Aqua Lion. But he's so concentrated on doing that, and he doesn't realize that there's still some water left in the kitchen. And so, like, the hot water heater just, like, explodes out of the wall and hits Flame Tiger from behind.
Okay.
So maybe he gets, like, knocked over into the bathroom or something.
Okay, so we've gotten those. We both have a token, and neither of us are out of attack cards. So, let's declare maneuvers in this duel. I have the upper hand, so I think I'd go first. You're knocked into the bathroom, so I think I just kind of, like, slowly march forward, and I'm, like, at the same time trying to, there's puddles of water around Fire Tiger. Kind of make a bubble around Fire Tiger. So just kind of marching forward and making a bubble. What is your action?
I think because it would hurt him to use his flame powers, he flames down, but he picks up the back of the toilet that he broke with his crash, and he's just gonna swing that, throw it out at Aqua Lion.
Okay. And then set up the flashback for us. How long has it been since the last one?
Maybe it's been a couple of more years, but now Flame Tiger's starting to get more disillusioned with being a hero professionally. So maybe they just got done bringing I think maybe this is the first time that Dude Nami shows up, and Aqua Lion and the other League of Elemental Animals help corral him, and Fire Tiger's just I don't know if he was wrong about that, about his motives.
Okay, so what's your agenda?
I think Fire Tiger is feeling guilty about putting people behind bars for what he considers may not be necessarily crimes, just it's more like protests than crimes to him. So I think he's trying to soothe his own guilt about that and talking to his friend about it.
Maybe who's he talking to?
He's talking to Aqua Lion about it.
Okay.
They're on a big battlefield just after fighting Dunami, and in the background there's helicopters or whatever helping contain however they have him, and he's just kind of talking to Aqua Lion about it.
I think maybe Aqua Lion in this scene has noticed how Fire Tiger has been going and kind of wants to figure out exactly where they stand, I think is their agenda on this one. They're kind of using the conversation to gauge where Fire Tiger is at. Okay. Select attack cards?
Yeah. Ready?
Yes. I did 6. You did 4. Okay. Do I want to use a maneuver? I think I want to use skillful attack. Honestly, that gives me +1 to one and -1 to the other. Okay, ready to roll?
Ready.
Okay, this works out how I wanted to. I rolled a 3 for my might, and you rolled a 2 for your might. I rolled a 1 for my insight, and you rolled a 4 for your insight. I would like to add 1 to my 3 and -1 to my 4.
Okay.
So that I get the upper hand in battle, as I got the high roll on that one. And I get the flash of insight, because I rolled low on that one.
Okay.
I got both of them now. You will lose your D4, and
okay.
I will change one of your qualities. I had a good one for perverting Great Leader last time. Oh, and you'll get to narrate both the scenes this time. I'm thinking changing your Great Leader to something kind of along the lines I like to follow big ideas.
Oh, okay. So maybe instead of a leader, I'm actually... a mouthpiece or...
a follower of grand ideas seems weird.
I get the idea, though, the point. I have these big ideas, but I don't know how to follow through on them.
A big idea comes through and it just subsumes Fire Tiger.
Yeah.
It almost seems like not a bad quality, just a different one. Maybe I think I am a great leader, but really I control through power.
Oh, yeah.
How you'll
control through fear.
Yeah, control through power and fear. I don't know how you'll get to that in this. This might be the turn moment.
This might be
you have no flash of insight token, so you narrate the outcome of the flashback.
Okay.
And remember to include your perversion.
Oh, yeah. So I think they're having this discussion, and Aqua Lion is actually sincerely concerned about Fire Tiger. And so they kind of push the issue a couple of times. And whenever Fire Tiger tries to kind of change the subject or guide it away from himself, Aqua Lion doubles down. It's no, but really, how are you feeling about this? Are you still with us? I think he kind of backs Fire Tiger into a corner. He just doesn't know how to express what he wants to say. And so instead he just makes a threat and just kind of snaps, trying to control the conversation through fear. But Aqua Lion's just no, that's not how League members should act. So maybe you need to take some time off.
So do you think he flares up?
Yeah.
Flame on?
Yeah.
Cool.
And Aqua Lion just isn't gonna back down to that kind of thing.
So they don't calm down at this point? They just kind of do you think they leave? Just storm off, or?
I think Aqua Lion orders Fire Tiger to take some time off and cool off. And Fire Tiger is just you can't tell me what to do. I'm leaving. Yeah.
Middle fingers blazing. You're not my real dad.
Double bird. I'm gonna go trash my room, stay up late, and eat cookies for dinner.
Oh, no, you don't. Okay.
Get back here.
Okay. Now, I guess narrate the outcome of the duel.
Okay, so for me, I think Aqua Lion has got Flame Tiger in this bubble, and the first chance Flame Tiger gets, he throws the toilet back, but it just kind of like hits the bubble and loses all of its momentum, and he's like kind of like choking on how little air is left, and just kind of powerless to do his flame on like he wants to.
Okay. And so how many attack cards do you have left?
I've got 3 left.
Okay.
Yeah. I've got D6, 10, and 12.
Okay. And I've got 6 through 12. Okay. So we're still at least 3 moves away from a conclusion. All right.
Yeah.
Declare maneuvers and memories. Oh, I have to give you one. I'll give you the upper hand. So you'll describe your action in the duel first.
I think Aqua Lion is trying to reach back to that old friend that he remembers from the league. And so he's got Flame Tiger bubbled, and he's trying to have a kind of a heart-to-heart about crime and how it doesn't pay.
Wait,
and
what are you narrating right now?
Oh, is it the fight?
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry. In the moment of the fight. And I don't think he realizes that Fire Tiger has gotten his hands outside the bubble. And so Fire Tiger is going to try to do a double-handed shot of fire straight to Aqua Lion's chest.
Okay. I guess you narrated some of my action, but
sorry. What were your actions?
I guess lecturing you.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if it's lecturing, but maybe toying with their prey.
Okay.
Maybe they're in this water bubble, and Aqua Lion throws their arms down. The claws pop out, and I think these claws are not fingernails claws, but I'm not going to be able to remember the name of this. Like palm blades. Okay, this is going to be a weird thing, but in Marvel Mangaverse, Spider-Man. In Marvel Mangaverse Spider-Man, we go to the images, and we look at this Spider-Man. They have like hand claws. This Angel Fire website. Oh. This is a terrible quality image, but you can see in his hand. I don't know the name of these. I knew the name of this at some point. Ninja Hand Claw is the closest we get, isn't it? It's a ninja hand claw. Aqua Lion deploys those and I think jumps into the water bubble to push them out and dig their claws into their shoulders and like tackle them to the other side of the bubble.
Okay.
Shuko. Japanese martial arts weapon. Is a Japanese claw-like weapon used in ninjutsu. It is also known as Takagi Shuko. Okay. Found it. Shuko.
We did it.
I have to set up the flashback now. I think this is a couple of years later. And this is the first time Aqua Lion and Fire Tiger have met each other since that event. And they're on opposite sides of the battlefield. And maybe it's just something simple for this one. Like, Aqua Lion responds, not a team thing. He's just on his own doing a patrol, and he responds to a bank robbery. And he's like run of the mill, just going along his way. And he arrives in the lobby to see Fire Tiger walking out of the vault with a few sackfuls of money. I don't know if they're building funds for some bigger plan they have right now or what.
Yeah.
But it's just a run of the mill bank robbery turned into something emotional. And I think maybe the agenda for Aqua Lion here is to like diplomacy, make peace. Like, this isn't worth it. In fact, it's exactly mirroring what you said was happening in the thing.
Yeah.
This isn't you. Come on, you still haven't done anything yet.
I think this time in the flashback, Fire Tiger is like, no, you don't understand. There's still time. You can help us grab more money. Like, it's just, a worthless idea that society promotes. We're just using it to save the world. could still use your help. Like he's engaging with them instead of just fighting them.
Oh, so their agenda is to get Aqua Lion onto their side?
Yeah.
All right, we choose our attacks. Have you chosen?
Yeah.
Okay, ready, reveal. All right, yeah, that makes sense. You have the upper hand. Would you like to use a maneuver? Is that what it's called? Stance. Would you like to adopt a stance?
Yeah. I will use Mighty Blow.
That will add 2 to both your results. Roll 2d6. And you're rolling 2d10. Ready?
Yeah.
Dang!
Oh. All right, so I rolled a 1 and a 6.
And I rolled 2 3s. So with your Mighty Blow, that makes our might rolls tied. But since you have the upper hand, you will win this one. And then I have a 3 on Insight, and you have an 8 with the Mighty Blow on Insight. So I have the lower, and I will keep the Flash of Insight card.
Okay.
So that was you, yeah. That was almost real bad. Good thing you did a Mighty Blow.
Yeah, no. I was almost not going to.
I will lose my d6.
Okay.
So let me see which one of your qualities I would like to change. I think I am saving the world, says Fire Tiger, but really I am sowing chaos in the world.
Okay. That's pretty good.
Yeah. So flashback outcome. I think a Fire Tiger starts trying to plead back and like trying to have a debate here. And Aqua Lion goes, but you can still come back, to our side. We can find out how, like the goals you want to succeed at. Perhaps there's ways we could do them while, in the system. I hate Aqua Lion now. But like robbing the bank isn't the way to do this. There's a way you can do this that doesn't involve this. And there's still time for you to come back from this. I mean, you haven't killed anyone. And I think maybe it like shows the other camera angle, and it's like all the people behind the teller side are dead.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I think maybe that causes Fire Tiger to just be like, whatever, I'm out of here, and just kind of blast off of the backside. And I think Aqua Lion is just a bit taken off guard by the scenario.
Yeah.
And walks to the back and sees what we saw just a moment ago.
Dang. All right. So then that takes us back to the fight.
I have the Flash of Insight, but you were supposed to narrate that. Whoops.
Oh.
Because it's backwards and I forgot. I'm sorry. Is that fine?
That's okay. That's pretty good.
Do you want to narrate the fight then that you're winning?
Sure. So thinking about back to that flashback, Fire Tiger's like, not this time. I'm not going to engage with you. And he lets loose a double-handed claw firestorm into the chest of Aqua Lion, and it like throws him back into the kitchen.
Okay. And what if it throws him back far enough that now there's like a hole in this wall?
Okay.
We still have attack cards, so you've still got the upper hand. So you say what you're doing in the duel first.
Okay. Fire Tiger is going to go full flame on, and he's just going to rush at Aqua Lion. I think they're going to try to just push him out of the house.
Okay, and then I think Aqua Lion might see this, and I think maybe they do like a backwards roll out the side and like hang on the side to like kind of like doing a bulls thing, like charge at me and then like grab onto the side of the house, like drop down.
Okay.
Like they want to bait Fire Tiger into committing to this and then like drop down and hang from the ledge. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, and then I will set up the flashback. What if it's, I don't know, we haven't really covered this event, and we don't know where this event takes place, really. But do you think the Centauri showing up and the Martian showing up happened at the same time, like a double whammy? Like a three-way alien battle?
What if it was like the Centauri show up, and that's what draws the Martians, like their attention up out of the sea, finally?
Okay.
So then that could be at the same time.
Okay. So I think they are they're facing an existential threat of the Martians rising out of the sea. It's like a war happening here. And I think maybe They like have a loose alliance maybe, and he's like, let's make Steam Tiger. We got this, man. I know we're not good in a good spot right now, but this is for humanity.
Okay.
And that's their agenda.
Maybe Fire Tiger thinks it's actually like a good idea, but they're hesitant to get that intimate again, like to mingle their minds again like that. Like, what if he steals some of my secret plans, and can I really trust him? So he's trying to deal with the trust issues there.
What's that in a clear agenda?
Yeah.
It's like, maybe just wants to guard their thoughts.
Okay. So if they guard their thoughts too much, they won't be able to form Steam Liker.
Okay. All right. So we've got those set up. So let's pick our attack cards.
All right. Got it.
Reveal.
Ooh. Ooh.
I have chosen the D12, and Daniel has chosen the D6. It still could be a loss. We'll see. You have the upper hand right now. Would you like to use a stance?
Oh, maybe I do use a stance.
Yeah. I mean, you could use Superior Maneuver just to change your dice, or Dirty Trick to get a boost.
Yeah. Yeah, I might use Dirty Trick.
Okay. So you will be getting +3 to these rolls, and we will both roll here.
Oh.
And you got +3 to each. I have rolled a 10 on Might versus Daniel's 3 +3 from his Dirty Trick. And on Insight, I have rolled a 2 versus Daniel's 5 +3 from his Dirty Trick.
Yeah.
So you have lost the Might, and like I get both the Might token, or the upper hand, and the Flash of Insight because I am lower. Man, that was the perfect roll on my side to get both those.
Yeah. All right. So I lose my D6, right?
You will lose your D6 card.
And do I lose my Dirty Trick?
You lose all those whenever you use them anyway.
Oh,
those are one
okay.
use. And I have both the things, so you've lost your attack card, and I will change one of your qualities. And we're getting to the point in the game where if you change a quality and they don't have any left, like they lose another attack. So it like snowballs after that.
Oh.
I think that I am infallible. But actually, what about I crack under pressure?
Oh. I like that.
And this kind of actually fits in with what we've been seeing anyways.
Yeah.
Because they got pressure and they just like ejected out of the other situation.
Oh, I wanted to have an amendum real quick to the bank flashback.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe Fire Tiger gets pressured by Aqua Lion's like words, and there's like, yeah, well, whatever. And they like rocket out of the bank. So it's like more of an explosive exit.
Yeah, that fits in.
Okay.
What if that's what kills the back people in the back?
Oh, that's good. I like that.
Okay. Yeah, retcon. And maybe an Aqua Lion's spine that makes him a little more irredeemable. Though this happens, so he still sees something in him. So you narrate both of these.
All right.
Narrate the flashback first.
So in the flashback, Fire Tiger won that roll. So he is too guarded with his mind, and they can't form Steam Liker. Like, he just cracks under the pressure of having two alien fights going on at the same time. And I think because of that, there's a lot higher like casualties from the fight. And he kind of just has to know it's his fault that a lot of people got hurt.
Yeah. I think maybe they try it and the wave happens.
Oh.
But nothing comes out of it. And then Aqua Lion's on the other side looking back at a wet Fire Tiger. And it's like, if you can't handle these, stay out of the kitchen. No, but like, if you can't handle this, I guess just stay back.
Yeah.
And then Aqua Lion goes and joins in with the rest of the heroes fighting. Leaves Fire Tiger there on the beach. That's pretty cool. All right, and the outcome of the duel?
Fire Tiger is so gung-ho that they rush straight at Aqua Lion. Sorry, yeah, Fire Tiger rushes straight at Aqua Lion. And I think they completely fall for the trick. They were going to do something else cool, but they just flub it because they get surprised, and they fly right outside the house.
Okay. Is Aqua Lion hanging on the side?
Yeah.
For their gambit?
They're like hanging down, and maybe they even get like a good, like, they throw some water out or something on the way.
What if Fire Tiger's hanging on to the boots of Aqua Lion?
Oh. So he's like, he's hanging by a thread from Aqua Lion's boots.
Yeah. You've still got attacks left, right? Too?
Yeah.
Which ones do you have?
My 10 and my 12.
Ooh.
It's going to get fired up.
I think I want to give you the flash of insight this time.
Okay.
So I have the upper hand. So I believe I will narrate what I'm doing in the duel. I've got fire tiger hanging from my legs. What if I'm going to like call the water from the house? Like just try to pull all of it from the pipes and let it run down me.
Oh.
To try to knock off fire tiger. What is your action?
Fire tiger is going to try to form steam liger, like do the same action, but he's going to burn too hot so that Aqua Lion can feel his pain. But he's going to do it in a way where, like, as they're like fusing, he could get back into the house, like get back up to the house, like fuse through him up to the house.
Yeah. So can they could do a force fusion then?
I think he's going to try to kind of force it, but he doesn't need it to be successful. He's just going to travel along his body to do it.
All right, set up our flashback. How long has it been since the Martian invasion?
I think
we're getting closer near the end, so we can get to more recent stuff, huh?
Yeah. I think this next one takes place in the mountain. Aqua Lion is visiting Fire Tiger, and this is after he's gotten put away for a couple of years, and Aqua Lion shows up maybe for Fire Tiger's birthday, but it's that scene in any movie where like they're playing a game or something, or like maybe they have like a card game going or something like that, but he's in a room with like a fire suppression system,
and Aqua Lion's retired by this point, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And this is past tribunal days, right?
Yeah. This is just maybe within the last year or two.
Yeah.
This is right before the landslide.
Yeah.
And maybe in this scene, Fire Tiger is maybe trying to overcome themselves to like apologize. Does that seem like a good motive?
Yeah, like their agenda is to do an apology that lands.
Yeah.
I think Aqua Lion's agenda is this is real crappy. To make it like, I don't know, I think at this point maybe they're like kind of like trying to get them to feel like if you had listened to me,
okay,
like we wouldn't be like, I don't know if they're like kind of making like, I think they're both playing this game.
Yeah.
What do we want it to be like? Could be chess, but that seems a bit cliche.
Chess was too cliche. I was thinking
Onitama.
Like,
they're playing a round of Onitama.
Well, I was gonna say, like, would dominoes be the right? Like, 'cause it's still a board game, but it's not quite the same. Like, I don't know.
They're playing Ticket to Ride.
My first thought was like something like Candyland or Clue, but because it's a prison board game set, it's like there's pieces missing and substituted.
Yeah. I don't know, but whatever game they're playing, dominoes might work. I kind of like Onitama as well, because I just like Onitama.
Yeah.
But something with strategy in it. But like each as they're putting pieces down, they're kind of like slotting more and more words and into their own arguments.
Okay.
Kind of deal. And I think maybe like what you said is like Fire Tiger is actually being more sincere, but maybe Aqua Lion is viewing it as a game of words also while they're playing. But like as he puts down a piece is kind of like making another bit of the argument, like building it.
So like
just as he's building the strategy.
Maybe Fire Tiger is trying to apologize on like a personal level, but like Aqua Lion kind of wants a refusal of Fire Tiger's ideals.
Yeah.
Like they're in the same conversation, but they're on completely different pages about what they're trying to say.
Yeah, like it's kind of Fire Tiger saying like, I guess maybe what I'm saying is I should have listened to you. And Fire Tiger or Aqua Lion is just, I think you should have listened to me because
I'm not having an argument with you, but we're having an argument.
And they're like on the same side, but they're like, I think depending on how this goes, I guess.
Yeah.
They're like at the same conclusion, but from different routes and fighting against each other in this, maybe.
And I think in the scene, Fire Tiger knows that the landslide breakout is like in motion. So they're actually like apologizing also for what's about to happen, but they can't say anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's see what gets hurt. Just need to select our attack cards. Okay. I've got my number ready.
Got mine.
You ready? Go. Okay. I've picked D10. Daniel has picked D12. I have the upper hand.
Yeah, I think so.
Do I want to use a dirty trick? I think I'm going to use a dirty trick.
Oh, no.
All right. Ready?
Ready.
Roll 'em.
Oh, no.
Oh, dang.
No.
I have rolled a 2 plus a 3 from the dirty trick versus Daniel's 1 on the might roll. And on the insight side, I have rolled a 5 plus a 3 from the dirty trick, and Daniel has an 11. I've won both of them.
Dang.
I have the upper hand and the flash of insight. That actually kind of works out narratively. Can I narrate the fight scene?
Sure.
I've got a great idea. Okay, so you do the flashback. You're supposed to narrate both of them, but do the flashback and I've got the fight scene.
Okay.
I think you'll like it.
So I think Aqua Lion keeps kind of misunderstanding and keeps kind of aggressively pushing the matter about how he feels about Fire Tiger's ideals. And finally, Fire Tiger just like pushes like the dominoes out of the way, and it's just like, listen what I'm trying to say. And they have like a really good moment of like, they would totally hug and like totally get each other, but right then the guard's like, time's up, visiting hours are over. And they're just left with like that feeling of like, okay, we finally get it. Like, we're cool.
So Aqua Lion gets what they want, right?
Well, Fire Tiger didn't meet in the middle on everything else, though. Like, he just got through to him on the like personal part. He never like agreed to being sorry about like his criminals activities.
Oh wait, I'm dumb. Do you lose your D12?
Yeah,
we didn't do this part. We forgot this part.
Yeah, I lose my D12.
I have to give you a bad thing.
Oh, okay.
That's what we forgot. I was like, why does this feel so strange, this resolution of this? It's because you're not incorporating this thing I'm changing on you.
Oh, right. All right.
I completely forgot.
Well, take that sweet moment. And
respected by my peers.
Oh.
You think you are respected by your peers, but really...
Am I just being used by my peers?
I don't know. Are your peers other villains?
Yeah. Other elemental villains.
And not the heroes?
Yeah.
So your peers are the villains. But really, you are seen as not like punching bag. What about this? You were seen as Aqua Lion's pet project.
Oh.
Ooh. So work that into the narrative.
Maybe the way he finally gets through to him is he's like, I was wrong to turn down your advice. And like, without Aqua Lion, he was never strong enough on his own to be who he thought he was.
So how does this scene end with... So like, what was it? Aqua Lion's agenda was kind of the same, but didn't need an apology, kind of, right? He was just being a dick.
Yeah.
So I guess both of those can succeed.
Yeah. Maybe Aqua Lion kind of like...
What if like, he slams down the last domino that's the winning move, and is like, so you see, right?
Oh, yeah.
Just kind of being like that. And I guess if you want the apology to kind of come through before guards come in, he's like,
yeah.
Look what I'm... Then he like does that outburst of like, you're being not great right now, but I gotta say this.
Yeah. So like Aqua Lion's doesn't get underneath Fire Tiger's skin with his comments.
I think he does, but then Fire Tiger kind of pushes through.
Yeah.
If that's how I want to do it. Like there's a little bit of flare up and the like he starts smoking a little bit. and the fire suppression is like about to come on.
There's like the beeping.
Yeah. And maybe like some villains across the hall are like, yeah. And then when he like backs down, they're like, oh yeah, just a little lion boy.
Little lion cub.
But how the fight part works out is Fire Tiger is gonna like do the charge through steam Liger, and it actually succeeds.
Oh,
because this is a dirty trick. It succeeds. They're in a steam tiger. Aqua Lion accepts this, and they become the steam tiger. Aqua Lion brings them to the roof, morphs out a steam tiger, like water flushing off the roof kind of deal. And Lan and the pose, I think, is they're on this roof with Aqua Lion has a boot on Fire Tiger's chest.
Oh, dang. All right.
Yeah, we got to a moment of like forgiveness.
Yeah.
So how do we get to this moment? All right, so I had both the upper hand and the flash of insight.
Yeah.
Which one would you rather have right now? Would you rather set up a flashback or?
I'd rather go first in a duel.
Yeah.
You still have 3 dice?
I'll give you.
Or 3?
Yeah, I'll give you the upper hand.
Okay.
But the thing is, like, if I win flash of insight, I think it might be over soon.
Yeah.
Because what is the rules on? If you have already crossed out all the qualities on your opponent's sheet, then take the upper hand token instead if you don't already have it. So I think no matter how this goes, unless you win both.
Yeah.
You winning both is what saves you here. So that's why you gotta get low on one and high on the other. Okay. So you want to set up what is your maneuver in this pinned down position?
I think Fire Tiger is kind of seeing this as like a last hurrah. And so he wants to morph into fire, get right behind, or like at a good angle at Aqua Lion, and explode to try to throw him off the roof.
Okay. I think Aqua Lion is probably like a little winded right now. Got the boot on the chest. And what they want to do is like get all the water that's on the roof and just kind of like pile it on top of Fire Tiger. Just keep them in the place with the boot and put them underwater. Oh yeah, when Aqua Lion fell out of the roof, we forgot to say, but he definitely was using the Shuko to hang on to the side. Because we haven't got much use out of those claws. All right. I guess I set up the flashback.
Yeah.
Ooh. I think it's it's like a few weeks later. Aqua Lion's watching the news, sees this landslide event happening, gets a knock at the door, and it's Fire Tiger.
Oh.
And I think Aqua Lion is pretty peeved right now. It's like, how could you lie? Maybe. I don't know what their agenda is. Their agenda is to like not let them in, to not fall for it again. I guess. Just in their opinion, stay strong. What's the agenda for Fire Tiger?
What does agenda be at just showing up at the house?
I think it might be he feels, sorry if I'm stepping on your toes, but maybe he feels like he wasn't really a part of the thing. He's just kind of taking advantage of being out and like, can you just please house me? Like I didn't do anything bad. I just had to get out of that environment. Maybe
I could see that. Maybe he's even like
convince Aqua Lion that what he said the other week wasn't bogus.
Yeah.
Like this is just a thing that happened, not a thing I did.
Maybe he's even like, I knew you'd come and find me. Like maybe Aqua Lion got his super suit on and was going out to meet him, like going to go find him. And then he's just there. And it's like, I know you'd track me down anyway, so I just wanted to go ahead and come to you.
So Fire Tiger's asking for their agenda is be believed.
Yeah. Maybe there's even a really good shot of Fire Tiger like on the TV of trying to, or sort of helping during the breakout. Maybe it's like the way it's shot makes it look like that anyway. So it's like, it's even harder to believe.
Okay. Choose I guess you don't get to choose one.
Nope. There it is.
I'm going to make it even. 10.
Alright.
Would you like to adopt a stance? You only have superior maneuver, don't you?
Yep. I should have used it earlier instead of dirty trick. So,
yeah.
I use superior maneuver to swap my 10.
Okay. So we are going to roll. I'm going to do 2d10, and you are also doing 2d10. Are you ready?
Ready.
Go for it. So you get the upper hand,
Okay.
but I get the flash of insight.
Okay.
Because you, on the upper hand, on the might side, it is you have a 9 and I have a 6, so I've lost. So you get the upper hand. You have a 6 on insight and I have a 2 on insight, so I have a flash of insight. And I think first thing that happens is I change one of your opponent's qualities, and I cannot, so I get the upper hand.
Okay.
Which then leads to me discarding your last card. And so now you get to narrate the outcome of both of these.
So wait, with which one being the thing?
My attack succeeds and my insight succeeds. Or maybe your attack succeeds, but you narrate both of them.
Okay. Do I have to change something?
Let me see. Hold on.
Oh no, never mind. So wait.
Oh yeah. So you who does not have the flash of insight, you do not have the flash of insight token. You narrate the outcome of the flashback. This narration must include successful completion of the agenda of the player who is holding the flash of insight. So I win so I stay strong.
Okay.
So even like your thing can happen, but my thing has to happen. So maybe you convince me, but I still stay strong and don't let you in.
Okay.
So how does that work out exactly?
So maybe Fire Tiger's like, come on, just let me come in. I don't want to attract any attention. And Aqua Lion's like, I believe you, but I'm retired. I'm not going to get involved. Like, you kind of made your own bed, so you could lie in it. You didn't want to be in my shadow, so now you can figure out how to solve this on your own.
And then you narrate the conclusion of this part of the duel with my thing succeeding.
All right. So you keep your foot on the chest, but I still successfully attack you, right?
Well, your attack can go through, but my water tomb has to go through.
Okay.
That one has to succeed. Whatever else happens, that has to succeed.
Okay. So Fire Tiger explodes and launches Aqua Lion backwards. And maybe he like slides to a stop near the end of the roof. He does that, like gets to the edge and kind of like flips his arms a little bit, but like regains his stance. And while he's sliding through the air, a water tomb encloses Fire Tiger.
If one person has both the tokens, I get to give you one. I'm going to give you the Flash of Insight.
Okay.
And now you have no attack cards left. The duel is over, right?
Well,
because I got.
Oh, okay.
Because I got the upper hand, and you have to discard your D10, and that was your last one, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So I have both the tokens, but I'm going to give you the Flash of Insight. But now we go to the bitter end. Months or years of struggle between the two of you have led to this final battle. How will it all end? The duel's aftermath. If you are holding the upper hand, narrate the conclusion of the duel. One of the characters must die. It was a duel to the death, after all. No going soft now. Also, you must establish the immediate aftermath of the duel for the surviving character. Was he arrested? Did she escape? Did she rescue the hostage? At this point, you may narrate the surviving character leaving the location of the duel, but you may not narrate anything after that. Think of it as the last lingering camera shot on the field of battle just before the credits roll. We don't get to see what happens beyond it. Just because you're out of attack cards doesn't mean it's your character who has to die. That's the likely case, but anything can still happen in those final moments. Sometimes a noble death can redeem an otherwise irredeemable character. Or maybe it can just purge the world of a vile monster, even if that monster is you. Consider who should really die, even if it's the person who fared best in the duel overall. And so maybe I'll narrate this and then let you know what the last flashback is that you'll get to do. Air escapes from Fire Tiger's mouth and air bubbles rise to the top of the water tomb Aqua Lion has created. Wind rushes by, whipping some of the water away, but Aqua Lion keeps concentration on the form. How could someone he once called friend continue to do this to him? How could Fire Tiger not get it? Aqua Lion tries to think of how exactly he failed him, where exactly he went wrong and could have gone right. Aqua Lion stares into Fire Tiger's eyes, determined to find an answer in their fading smolder, and sees pain. He senses the tears forming inside the bubble and adding to the water he is controlling. He sees that same face Fire Tiger made every time they formed Steam Liger. Maybe Aqua Lion always knew how much it hurt Fire Tiger to form their gestalt, but he never confronted it until this moment. Aqua Lion blinks away some tears and quickly restructures the bubble around Fire Tiger, letting air in but keeping him surrounded. Aqua Lion says something, but the sound of the rushing wind is too great now. Then, everything crashes. Fire Tiger coughs up water until smoke starts to sputter out of his mouth. He's weak from the fight, but his body is fine. He stands and pulls Aqua Lion's body from the wreckage and heaves it over his shoulders to walk away.
Aww. Aww. A little choked up over here.
Alright, the last flashback. If you're holding the Flash of Insight, narrate one final flashback. The point of this flashback is to connect the events of the previous flashback to the beginning of the duel. As such, only one of the characters needs to be present, and neither is of you set an agenda. If both characters are present, this flashback is the last time these two characters will interact in any way before the duel. At the end of this flashback, both characters are irrevocably committed to the duel, whether or not that's something they individually want. Note this means you have the last word in the whole game, and that's a big deal. Find some way to put your own spin on the final events of the story, or ways to color all the action that might have happened in a bitter light. This is a good moment to tie up any loose ends that you think are lingering, and show why the duel had to happen, if that wasn't already clear. You got a heavy load to lift here.
Fire Tiger slammed his fist against the door. Sprinkler sprayed jets of water over perfectly manicured lawns. A fountain trickled water over a statue of a lion. Fire Tiger banged on the door again and yelled, "Hey, let me in. These will have a lot of questions if they find me out here." Quillian tensed as soon as he heard his voice. He prayed the knocking would stop, but it grew louder and more panicked. He said, "No. You have to find your own path." "I need to find my own path?" Fire Tiger asked. "My path, huh?" He pulled a dull gray sphere from his belt. Clouds of color breathed under the surface where the sun touched it. "What if I just see what this bomb does?" Quillian pleaded. "Please don't do this." Fire Tiger wasn't listening. He continued, "The amazing Richard gave it to me. You can walk away. Like you did. Like you always did. It doesn't have to be like this." In the distance, sirens began low but grew with intensity. Neighbors rushed inside their homes to wash through the blinds. Fire Tiger armed the device. It hissed and the colors grew brighter. He said, "You didn't give me a choice. You never did." Fire Tiger threw the device. It struck the house soundlessly. The orb melted into a splotch of glowing nothing, like a shadow reversing itself. The nothing grew along the hard edges of the house, covering it. Then a shockwave shook the neighborhood as the house became a tear in space. Wind rushed from the hole. Blue skies and canyons stretched out from where the house had been. Water from the fountain flowed backward into it. Gripping the stone lion, Fire Tiger watched as Quillian's house tumbled away. Angry shouts and sirens drowned out the coursing air. They yelled, "Put your hands up!" Fire Tiger looked from them to the house and leaped through the portal as it snapped shut. Jets of flame rocketed him to the door. From inside, Quillian cried out, You couldn't get your way, so you just destroyed something? You didn't change. You didn't change at all. At all. So then the aftermath?
That was the aftermath.
Oh, okay.
That's the end.
Oh. I had like some post-credits.
That one last flashback is the end.
Oh, I know you're gone. I'm on my own. Where I go, well along I may. There'll be thoughts and songs and times I recall, and I hope you'll remember them. That way, that way. Don't you change your mind. Time is on your side. Don't you leave behind. Feeling alright, make it brighter. We find all our good times, all good times. Not sure, but take it slow. No use or where to go. It's out and it's been so long. Who says that it could be wrong? Can they? Can they? Don't you change your mind. Time is on your side. Don't you leave behind. Feeling alright, make it brighter. We find all our good times, all good times.
I don't know if our universe can handle this much drama. Could you imagine if we fleshed out Flight Night and Blight Night like this?
They would have become so much more important.